Hi guys, it's Isis. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about family estrangement, why it scares so many people, and generally why most people in society don't support it, no matter what the circumstances. If you're new to this channel and you are estranged from your family or you have experienced any sort of narcissistic abuse, please hit the subscribe button. Someone who comes from a healthy family, giving an abuse victim advice on how they should go back to their estranged family is like someone who has never been to medical school giving a doctor medical advice. They have no knowledge, no experience on this subject, and they should stop talking. So we're going to talk about why nobody supports family estrangement. If you look at most articles online, or most videos online, or most books that have been published on this topic, 99% of them focus on reconnecting. How do we get the family members to make amends, talk it out, reconnect? How do we end the family estrangement? Why is it if someone sees an article online about someone being bullied at school, if people read that, they tend to get really angry about it, and their mind goes to the place of, what can we all do to stop and prevent bullying? If someone reads an article about workplace harassment, their mind goes to that place of, what can we all do to stop workplace harassment? If someone reads an article about family estrangement, even if it's from a toxic family that has a toxic family member that is 10 times worse than that school bully and 10 times worse than that person in the workplace, it does not matter how toxic or sadistic or psychopathic the family member may be. They will encourage everyone who is estranged from their family member to go back. Okay, that's usually the reaction of most people. No matter what the circumstances are, no matter what caused the estranged person to become estranged from their family, most people have that initial gut reaction. Family estrangement scares people so much because human beings, we are pack animals. We have always existed in tribes or families. It's only a rare few people who have chosen to disconnect from everyone and live their lives 100% isolated. 99.99% of every human being that has ever lived has been a pack animal. That is why almost all articles written about family estrangement focus on reconnecting. That is why if you try to talk to someone about it, they tend to tense up and walk away from you or change the subject. It is like this fearful thing that gets into their head, like, this could happen to me. Oh my God, this could happen to you. This could happen to anyone. The idea of it terrifies people. People want to believe in simple, quick, easy solutions. Like, there's good in everyone. Everyone deserves a second chance. All families have problems. You can work it out. These cheesy beliefs and statements are not only untrue, they're dangerous. Simple-minded people like one-size-fits-all solutions. They don't know what the abuse victim they're talking to about family estrangement. They don't know what this person endured, what this victim went through, what this victim had to survive, and why they chose to leave their family. They don't know. By telling a victim of abuse to go back to their estranged family, you could be telling them to go back for more physical abuse, verbal abuse, psychological abuse, or even sexual abuse. You could be telling them to go back for more of that. Unless someone has personally endured an abusive family, they have no idea what they're talking about. A lot of people think that all families are just like theirs. All families are like their functional, healthy family. You know, good for them for having that, but that is not true. They live in this bubble that all people and all families are like mine. No, not true. And unless you've endured an abusive family, you have no idea what you're talking about. The truth is that most grown children that are estranged from their parents became estranged because their parents either abused them as a child or watched somebody else abuse them when they were a child and totally ignored the abuse. Most of the time, that is why people go estranged from their parents. Some people become estranged from their family members due to a petty argument with one of their siblings or somebody else in the family. But those cases are in the vast minority. Cutting off your family of origin, and I speak from personal experience here, is like the emotional equivalent of sawing off your own leg. Nobody comes to this decision lightly. Even if somebody's perception of that is that this is all just a misunderstanding over a petty argument, even if someone believes that to be true in their own mind, there is probably something much more toxic under the surface. There's probably an underlying issue here that most people are not aware of. Narcissistic abuse goes unseen by people who are not in the family for decades. It goes unseen, and it is ignored by every adult enabler in the family. So even if you think that this is a misunderstanding due to a petty argument, there is probably an underlying issue, an underlying pattern of abuse that you have not seen and you don't know about. So this estranged just because of a petty misunderstanding is very, very rare. Most times, because it is the emotional equivalent of sawing off your own leg, most times people become estranged because of years of abuse that they had to endure from their parents. Oftentimes, people who are estranged from their families won't tell their coworkers because they don't want to get an earful about how they should go back. They won't tell even their friends because they feel ashamed that they're in this situation. So if you are estranged from your family, no one has the right to pressure you to go back. No one has the right to preach at you about what you should do. This was your decision, and no one has the right to judge it. If you have a friend, do not be ashamed to tell them about it. You didn't do anything wrong. And if you have a friend and they do judge you and they do get preachy, then they're not really a friend, because they should listen carefully to the words that come out of your mouth about how you were abused and how bad it was. And if they can't do that and they go right into these cliched statements of this is your family, blood is thicker than water, how could you cut off your family, one day your mother might die and then you won't even know about it, you need to go back, you need to go back. If they go into that, they're not really a friend because they're not listening to you. If someone at your job does this, if they start preaching at you about what you need to do about your family, your kid, oh, I could never cut off my family. Oh, that's so offensive. And they walk away in a huff. Look at it this way. It rules out all the judgmental idiots you don't want to be friends with anyway. So if someone like that at your job has that reaction, then obviously this is a person that you only need to talk to about work-related things for the rest of your time in this job. And a real friend, a true friend, would never encourage you to go back to an abusive situation. It's also my experience that the people who have the worst reaction to it, the ones that are just so offended at the idea that how dare you cut off your family, they're just so offended. These are usually the people who deep down want to become estranged from their own family. They're terrified to do it. They're enabling abuse. They are stuck in a toxic family system and they are trapped in this family. That the idea of doing that, it's like you are their shadow. You are showing them their worst fear. You are brave and have done everything they are afraid to do. So they tense up and get really, really uncomfortable with you. So people who react the worst to family estrangement are usually the ones who have a hidden secret, and deep down they wish they were as brave as you and could have done what you did. So unless someone has endured an abusive family, is estranged from their family, or has an advanced degree in psychology, they have no right to talk about this. They have no right to give advice. They have zero experience in this subject and they should shut up. All right, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and blessed be.